RCA Victor and its dealers present Burr Tillstrom, creator of Kukla, Ollie, and all the Kuklapolitan players, with Fran Allison in Kukla, Fran and Ollie.
That was pretty tricky, wasn't it? Right out of our poster, our sign, into this. I thought that was very clever. You should have seen that, Jack. You didn't see it very well.
Sorry I missed it.
Looked real cute. This is our new record album that we just got out recently. RCA Victor, of course. Got some nice songs. You know, I had a couple of letters from friends who said what they wanted to know what songs we do in the album. And I you know, when we first showed the album on the air, I forgot to tell everybody what was in it. Let's see. Can't remember what was in it myself. They're all tunes by Jack, though. Jack Fascinato. Our fine, upstanding, young musical director who's wearing his hair differently today, I noticed. I wish you could see him once in a while, but it's impossible. He's in a strange part of the studio. Oh, well, we do on the front, on the first side, we do Mr. K and Mr. O, and Hello Cutie. And on the next side, we do Am I Getting Through to You, which is a little tune Fran and I sing. And then on the next side, we do Dragon Retreat. And on the last side, we do, let's see what's on there, Kukla, Fran and Ollie. It's our, sort of a calypso, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah.
Calypso song. And a little song that Jack, I think it was the first song Jack ever wrote for me, and I loved it very much. It was called, Take a Look at Me. Now, let me see if I can find it in there. There it is, right in there. You know, sometimes I don't talk about the music that Jack writes enough, I don't think. Jack is such a fine composer. I really can't say enough for some of the lovely music he does. You know, we take it for granted sometimes because he just comes up with a piece, 1, 2, 3, bang, like that. We say, well, we'd like some new music or something. He sits down there and he works hard with his pencil, and up he comes with a lovely song. And this one, which is one of the first ones he ever wrote for me, is one of my favorites. And if you don't mind, I'd like to do it. Take a look at me and tell me what you see. Take a look at me and tell me truthfully. Would you care to make a guess that I have found my happiness in every friend I ever knew, in every little thing I do? Just a little work, and then a little play. That is all I need to brighten up my day. Just how lucky can you be? And just how happy can you be? Just take a look at me. Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you.
It's real lovely. I like it. It's got full orchestra. Full orchestra sounds just like Perry Como on the record. Well, I mean, the orchestra sounds like Perry Como's, not the voice. Hello.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Ollie.
How's everything?
Pretty good.
Feeling all right?
Feel fine. How about you?
I feel fine. Why? Don't I look well?
You look pretty well rested. Did you have a nice weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Ollie. I didn't see you.
How are you, Cook?
you looking at me like that for?
Nothing.
Don't I look well?
Sure, you look fine. How do you think I look?
Oh, great, fine, just fine. Jack, I wonder...
Wait a minute. Look again.
Oh, my long-lost brother!
No, Cook. No. Look at me.
I am.
You notice anything different?
Your hair's combed.
No. Don't you look at me, full face. Oh. Fran?
Yes.
Come here a minute. Kukla's kind of dense.
Hi, Kukla.
Hi, Fran, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you, Ollie?
I'm fine. Don't I look well?
Have you been sick?
No.
He wants us... He says something's different.
Yeah, look at me. Notice anything different?
Well, you're 2 days older.
No. No.
Well, now let me look.
Is it your eyes?
No.
Let me see.
Honestly, what's the matter with you
rinsed
kids?
your hair.
No.
It looks like the highlights are...
No,
You're
it's
just
not.
beautiful.
You're,
You're thinner. I believe you're a little thinner.
No, I'm not thinner.
it's your chin. Your chin. Oh, how wonderful your chin looks.
There's nothing any different about my chin than there ever was.
Let me see.
Well, let me think.
Is it your tooth?
Oh, honestly, what really dense people.
What's the matter with your tooth? What's the matter?
Nothing. Look at it. I've had it cleansed.
Oh, it's beautiful, Ollie. It's really lovely.
Oh, it's just...
Oh, you didn't even notice it. If it was been that important, why did I go to all the trouble, all the effort, all the expense to have it cleansed? Nobody even notices it. Honestly.
Gee, you always look so good to me. I just didn't see anything any different today.
I didn't notice it either.
Well, you know I've had all that trouble and everything, and been biting on it, and just, I don't know, my occlusion didn't seem right and everything, so I went to the dentist finally, and he said just needed good cleaning, so I had it cleaned. Look at it, it sparkles.
It
Yeah,
surely
sure
does. It's lovely.
That's the trouble with you, with you kids. Well, it's the trouble with all of us, I guess, really. I shouldn't just blame you. But, you know something, I think it's important for us to notice things about each other, you know.
Oh, well, I do, too.
Well, I do. I try to whenever there's...
I always notice when you wear your garden hat or...
No, I don't mean just that. I mean, like, you know, it's not just enough. Like, when you come in with a new dress, we say, oh, Fran, lovely new dress. Oh, that's beautiful and everything. But, you know, we kind of throw it off that way. We don't really mean what we say, I don't think. I don't think we think about it.
I do. Anything I say, I mean.
Yeah, but that isn't the only thing. See, I think that we know each other so well. We've worked together, all of us, so often. That we're taking things for granted. We're taking each other for granted.
I don't take anyone for
I don't
granted.
take anybody for granted.
No, I don't.
Well, I mean, for instance, each of us, I don't think we spend enough time on our personal appearance.
Well, I always try to do
I
the
know we've
very
made
best
several
I
this
can.
year, and we're going to...
No, I don't mean that kind of personal appearance. I mean the appearance of our physical selves.
Well,
I don't know what else I can do.
Well, I don't mean that, but I mean like this. For instance, you say, you come in, you say, oh, beautiful dress, or, oh, what a cute collar you have on, or Kukla, stuff.
I always wear the same collar.
I know. It might be good if you changed it once in a while.
What do you mean?
I like this one. I've always liked this
I
one.
like this one, too.
I mean, for instance, if there's once in a while there are things that are wrong about people, but we don't bother to say.
Well, if there's anything wrong with me, believe me, I'd be very grateful if someone would tell me.
Well, that's the way I feel.
Because I think if you can't accept criticism in the right spirit, in the right manner, then that's too bad. Believe me, I want to know if there's anything wrong with me. I want to know about it, and then I'll try and do something about it.
You're really serious about that?
Well, I certainly was never more serious in my life. Don't you feel that way, Kukla?
Well, I think it's a good idea. I don't think people should criticize and everything, but I think that if there's something wrong that you think should be corrected, you can't see yourself, as others see you. I think that's a smart idea if we can practice it carefully and...
Well, naturally we can practice it carefully because we're all Kuklapolitan friends and we love each other.
Well, maybe a lot of people couldn't do it, but I feel sure that I can.
Well, I could too. I can take criticism. Just like last week you mentioned something about my tooth, and I didn't go and pout about it or feel bad, did I? No, I did something about it. Now, today, of course, you haven't noticed it, But today I've come out and I've proven that I can take criticism and do something about it.
Well, good.
Well, I think it's,
Well, that's wonderful. As long as we have that kind of a spirit, I think we'll just get along.
I think
here.
it's perfect.
Why don't I tell the rest of the kids about it?
We'll certainly
Good
do
idea.
that.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
And you look wonderful.
Thank you. Oh, I got to show you something. Come here, Coop.
Come on.
May I see?
Just a minute. Now, this is just an example.
You don't like this, do you?
Yeah. Now, here's an example. Now, sometimes I get tired of wearing my hair the same old way. Now, the other way was Oliver J. Dragon, Up and Doer. This one is Oliver J. Dragon, Down and Poetic. See, it has a sort of a Hamlet quality about it. See, if we do these little things and try things out like...
I don't think I like it.
What do you mean you don't like it?
I don't think
It
it's...
doesn't do anything for your head.
Yes, it does something, which I don't think it should do.
What, for instance?
Well,
Go ahead, tell me, Fran.
I can take the criticism. Now, don't think that I'm just gonna just be across. No, I'd like to know, what does it do?
I think it has a tendency to flatten.
You think that, huh? What do you think, Coop?
Well, I think not only has a tendency, I think it definitely does flatten your head. Right flat out.
Well, it's a good thing to know. It's a very good thing to know, and
Mhm.
I'll think about that before I comb it that way. No, I'm glad that you told me. See, I can take the criticism.
Sure.
I'm glad.
Well, that's a good
I'm
way
glad,
to be.
and I'll go and tell the other kids.
All right.
Fran, it's going to work, I think. If it
That's
works
fine.
with him, it'll work with any of us.
Why, sure it will.
I'm kind of glad.
Well, I think it's a wonderful thing to do every now and then. You really need to do a thing like that. Sometimes you just go along, as Ollie says, maybe we just take too much for granted. Not about each other, but about ourselves.
Have you noticed Jack, for instance?
Well, yes, I did notice him.
I just greeted him and said hello and everything, but you notice the way he's wearing his hair? It never had a wave in it before.
No. Well, Laura's just got those new clips. She tried it out.
On Jack?
He wanted to look a little different.
Jack, you're too old for that sort of thing.
It's really not true, Coop.
No, well,
You need a
it's...
haircut, that's what happened.
Oh, I would slick it down with a little water, little oil.
It's good. Well,
Aren't you wearing your hair a little tighter today, Fran?
I don't think so.
I mean, now that I always brought this up, it just seems like it's curled a little tighter than it usually is.
No, I hadn't noticed it.
Well, I don't know, somehow it does seem...
I thought it looked quite nice.
Oh, it isn't that it doesn't look nice, but it just has a little, I don't know, a little tightness, a little wiriness kind of look to it, I thought.
Hello there.
Hello.
Well,
Fletcher.
I've heard the new leaf that we're turning over, and that we're going to really notice things and speak about them. And I think it's a very good idea. I've always said there is nothing like being frank with each other, and of all people in the world who could be frank, I think that we people could be...
Would you mind just stop poking me in the eye with your ears?
Well, I really didn't realize that.
That's something, Fletcher, you didn't realize. But, Fran, what do you think?
Well, I realize that Fletcher has a problem with his ears.
But it doesn't have to be a problem, because they could be starched and fixed up.
Well, it's just that I haven't had time.
Well, that's the thing. We're not paying enough attention to our personal appearance around.
We have always said that whenever your ears were starched, you were just a very regal-looking person.
You don't think I am with my ears down?
Well, you're a little more casual.
Well, it just happens, really. I make a great pretense of talking about starch, but I happen to like my ears like this.
Well,
I think it gives me a certain fluidity of movement.
that's just it.
But they cover up your eyes. You stand and nobody can see you. See both eyes at the same time.
Who does?
Well, I do.
No, you don't. Now, you concentrate on this very carefully. Look into my eyes, both of them at the same time.
Well, it's true, you don't. You just
Let me
look at
see.
one.
Well, this eye looks at this eye and this eye at this eye.
No, it doesn't. You're both. You can't do that. Your eyes focus on the same subject. You can't focus on two subjects at
Well,
the
how
same
is it
time.
I see two eyes? I can see two eyes.
Well, now look again.
I see two eyes.
Say, Fran, I don't like to bring this up, but I do believe your mascara's a little heavy today.
Oh, it can't be.
It looks a little thick, I think.
Besides, I only just brush it across. I hardly use it.
Well, I just think it looks a little thick, if you don't mind my saying so.
Well, certainly no, I
Well,
don't.
Fletcher, I wish you'd do something about your ears.
Well, I'll do something about my ears. Indeed, I will. If you don't care for me the way I am, I don't have to stay with this troupe at all. It doesn't really make any difference to me. I mean, I was on the road before I came here, and I can go back on the road again. My gracious sakes. And with my Guppy collection, I could really do quite a job of probably get into a carnival or something. Or perhaps I've been frugal. Perhaps I'll go back to Washington and retire with my father.
Oh, I don't think you need to do that, but while we're on the subject, I will say this. The other night, I saw Peter Cottontail on television.
Peter Cottontail?
And his tail was
I'll
so...
thank you not to bring up his name on this program.
Well, all right, if you don't want to hear.
What was it?
Just going to say that his tail was so white that it caused a definite blur in the picture.
Well, certainly. You know
But
that
it
I
was kind of
told...
refreshing at the time. I thought it was very nice.
Well, it isn't important at all. I'm going to get out of this if we're going to get into... We're not arguing now. No one's hurt. We're taking the criticism properly. Aren't we, Fran?
Well, I am.
I wish you'd loosen your hair up just a little bit, Fran. It's a little tight.
I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Oh, and now, listen, I don't want you to leave yet, Francis. I want to talk to you about this white tail business. Now, that may be true about Peter Cottontail, but Peter Cottontail always has been a show-off. And I want you to know he bleaches his tail.
Really?
Peroxide. I don't. And when I wash it, I use a little bluing. That's all, just a little bluing, and it tones it down a little so it isn't so bright, because I don't want to upset the cameras.
I see. Well, if that's the way you do and that's the way you reason, that's all right.
Mm-hmm. Brandon, I don't think it's necessary for you to put on that heavy a makeup. I really don't. I really don't. I just don't feel like...
Hello, kids.
Hi, Beulah.
All right.
Fine.
Ooh. Say, Francis, that blouse isn't you at all.
Oh, you've heard?
Who is it?
Yes, I've heard. Yes, and I'm going to open my mouth and say a few things, too.
Well, you should talk. Why don't you do up your hair?
Listen who's talking. Old Ears Bunny.
My name is not Bunny.
What's the matter?
Sorry.
What's the matter with my blouse?
Well, it's just new. It's all right, Francis, but I don't think it's the right shade to use.
Right shade?
That's right.
Well, what's wrong with the shade?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. Well, I don't know. They told me we have to criticize each other.
Well, we don't have to. It's only when you think of something that you...
Oh, I thought we were supposed to make something up.
Beulah, no. What would be the sense of that?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you're all right for me.
Well, you're all right for me, too.
Say, I'm working on that hat.
Are you really?
Excuse me.
That's all right.
Hair's a little wiry.
Yes.
I'm working on the hat, dear.
Well, tell me, when do you think I might be able to
Pretty
get
soon I have to get it wired up first.
it? Will I really be able to hear things through it?
Sure. You'll be in direct contact with the witch normal all the time.
Honestly?
Hello, girl.
Hello.
Well, how's everything today?
Well, fine.
Say,
My, you look lovely.
don't you look grand? You like it?
Yes, that fits so much better than the other.
What do you mean it fits so much better than the other?
Well, it is new, isn't it?
Yes, it's new material, but it's the same design.
Well, I know, but it's...
That's the trouble. Why don't you get something new?
Well,
Why don't you
no,
get
I
something
like it.
redesigned? I never thought that did anything for you.
Really, you should talk.
Well, I should, shouldn't I? I think I'll go and talk.
I think it looks very nice.
Francis, dear, if I were you, I would always be photographed from above, you know? I've been meaning to tell you this for a long time, but... And Fran, don't bend your head down like that when you're talking. Keep your head up straight. I think you're gaining a little weight.
Where?
Under the chin.
I hadn't been aware of that.
Well, Francis, now, I don't want to hurt your feelings at all.
Oh,
dear.
not at all. I'm glad to know about it.
Well, I'm glad that you're taking it in that spirit, because that's the way I mean it, in
I'm
a
sure
kind,
you do.
friendly way.
Mm-hmm.
You look lovely otherwise, dear. Keep your head up. Up. I just bumped into Cecil Bill, and he tried to tell me how to run the stage.
He did?
Yeah, he said the theater
Do you think I'm putting on weight?
Oh, you look perfectly all right to me. I was just talking.
Look again.
No, you look fine. You look just the same, as pretty as ever.
Really?
Yeah, except for your hair. But, Fran, I was trying to tell Cecil Bill I wanted to bring in the RCA Victor 45 player, you know, to show it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him how to bring it in, and he won't do it at all.
Well, why don't I bring it?
Well, I can bring it in if I want to. All right, Fran, you
Oh,
bring
I'll
it.
bring it in.
Well, I've always done it all right before. Perfectly all right. Well, why didn't you tell me before then?
Now, did I bring it in all right? Tip it up? So?
That's too far.
Tip it up again.
No, it's down. Down.
How's that?
All right, up a little higher. Up a little higher.
Okay.
Well, no one really needs to tell about the RCA Victor 45 when you've seen it and you know about it. Well, everyone knows it's a modern way to play records. My goodness, we've talked about 45s, the RCA Victor 45, on our program for years now. The complete Victrola 45 phonograph. Did you get that?
Not quite.
All play.
And no work.
Now you place an entire stack of the inexpensive RCA Victor 45 records on the large center spindle.
As here.
Yes, and then you can play them all at just one push of a switch. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Cecil Bill. Thank you so much. The what?
The golden throat?
What? Oh, the price! $27.95. Says you may take it out now.
Oh, thank you very much.
Anything else you'd like to criticize? Never mind now. Fran, I don't know that we're got such a good idea, you know.
Isn't it funny? It's so easy to say what you'll do, and then so dreadfully hard to do it when the time comes.
No, I don't. It doesn't seem like I'm exactly.
Hi.
Well, hello.
I never liked that hat on you.
What do you mean you never liked that hat on me?
Did you ever wear it before?
Certainly I've worn it before.
I don't remember it.
Well, out at the golf club.
Well,
I don't care for it on you.
I like some of your other hats better.
I like many of your other hats better. But at the moment I can't think of which ones.
I love your garden hat.
Well, now look here. That's an entirely different thing. You know, people have different tastes. There's no reason why you should criticize me because I have a taste for this hat. I like this hat.
I didn't
This is one of my favorite hats.
I didn't criticize you for it.
I didn't either. I just
I
saying
don't really remember of ever seeing it before.
I've worn it before.
It's funny, it didn't make any impression at all.
Well, if you're not going to take criticism properly,
Oh, hang the criticism. I've decided that maybe that's not such a good idea.
No?
Well, after all, now, what's right for me may not be right, you know, for you or for you. And if I want to wear a hat that I think is right and makes me happy, then I probably should wear it. And
Well, I think you should. I think there's nothing nicer than wearing a hat that you really like.
you don't mind then, the hat?
I don't care whether you wear a hat or whether you don't.
I'm just kidding, really. I don't think that was a very good idea about being so frank and candid. I think it kind of gets kind of irritating.
I think if we do it, we should do it by way of secret ballot.
Yes, or drop
Ominous notes. You
Yeah.
drop ominous notes in the suggestion box.
I think so.
that might be much better.
I think that'd be a better idea.
Hmm.
You do like my clean white tooth.
Oh, it's
A
beautiful.
little prominent, but it's lovely.
Well, you're a very prominent person.
Thank you.
You need a prominent tooth.
You really saved me there.
Hey, why don't we, since we're kind of all up here together, why don't we sing Kukla, Fran and Ollie from the album?
I'd love
Could
to.
we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to do that?
If you don't mind the way I sing it.
Oh. Kukla,
Fran, Fran, Fran.
Hey, Fran.
Fran, Fran, Fran.
Hi, Fran.
Kukla, Fran and Ollie, very happy are we. I am delighted when you're near me.
Next to myself, I love you dearly.
Kukla, Fran and Ollie, buddy buddies are we.
Two is company, three's a crowd.
And we're the obvious
Proudest, merriest.
Loudest crowd you ever did see.
Kukla, Fran and Ollie.
Kukla, Fran and Ollie. Kukla, Fran and Ollie. Fran, Fran, Fran.
Hey, Fran!
Fran, Fran, Fran.
Hi, Fran.
Hooray! Where did you get the bass voice?
It's my new voice, and I'm working on.
Oh, really?
Yes,
You're
yes,
studying,
yes.
Madam Oglepus?
No, Mr. Peens and I are working out something.
Well, how nice for Mr. Peens.
Yes, you see, I saw this in Variety. It said, "Public tired of old TV faces." So I thought I'd not only change my face, but my voice, too.
Oh, Ollie, I don't
You
think...
suppose that's really right?
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, Ollie. You know, I mean, your ranges are...
I know, but I've been a lyric baritone for so long, and I'm feeling now like I'd like to be a real deep down bass.
I liked you the other way.
Yeah, I did too, Ollie. I don't like that low voice.
I know, but the public likes it.
Well, how do you know?
I know. Look at Mr. Pinza.
Well, I know, but that's Mr. Pinza, not necessarily a bass voice.
Did you ever see the Oliver Twist in slow motion?
I hadn't noticed it before.
There it is.
It's beautiful.
Ollie,
Give anything in the world if I could do that.
You would? Would you like to go up to the gym and practice afterwards?
I don't believe I could ever learn it.
Sure you could.
But I have a surprise for you.
You do?
You too, Cook. You wait.
oh, they're ready.
Maybe you can't do the Oliver Twist, but
Do something else. All right. Remember,
In television, it's RCA.
Victor.
When you watch Kukla, Fran and Ollie on television, you're actually seeing them on the screen of the picture tube in your set. And the better the picture tube, the clearer the picture. You'll enjoy the best picture your set can produce with a genuine, long-lasting RCA picture tube. You'll get a clearer, sharper picture. And you'll get a 6-month factory warranty. There's an RCA picture tube for virtually every type of receiver, regardless of make. So why accept less than the best when a genuine RCA picture tube costs you no more? Next time, make sure your local repairman installs a genuine RCA picture tube for the most true-to-life picture in television. The musical director of Kukla, Fran and Ollie is Jack Fascinato. The producer is Beulah Zachary. The director is Louis Gomovitz. The costume designer is Joseph Lockwood. And the technical director is John Natalie.
Ollie, do you think it's really true?
RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in television, first in recorded music. Kukla Kukla, Fran and Ollie came to you from Chicago.
NBC Television.